there are a few things that I value more in my life than my community and my time. And the older I get, the more I value time, probably more so than money. That's where we are as you get older. So when I get a call to come back to Jefferson City for an extraordinary special session, I'm thinking we must have a disaster at hand that we need to address. When we got called back in June, we at least got to address and help some of our members in different communities navigate storm damage that they encountered. We even got to address some economic impact pieces for other parts of our state. This call is so different. I represent a purple district. It is very common for people who vote for me and put my sign in their yard to also have a sign for our Governor Kehoe. And I'm absolutely good with that. I like that. It tells me they're paying attention to the person. I knock a lot of doors. I'm engaged with my community. Not once has a person said, you know what? What I think we really need is one more Republican in Washington, D.C. That's not it. They're saying, hey, help me make my life easier. So when I get this call to come up to Jefferson City and I see it's for redistricting, predominantly in CD5, I'm thinking, okay, my Kansas City neighbors, my Kansas City friends must be unhappy with their representation. But look, we saw the board yesterday, the majority of Kansas City representatives are not in favor of this redistricting. They are happy with their current congressperson. And I think that is something that we should respect. My district, CD7, is not touched by this map at all. So now you're asking me to pass judgment for my neighbors in Kansas City to say, oh, let me take away your congressperson because I know better? That doesn't sit well with me. If you're unhappy or you want better representation in Washington, D.C., don't try to take away from somebody else. Maybe you need to look at who is currently representing you and change that person. I am really concerned about the process that we're using here. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something. Look, when I talked to my voters at the town hall, the first thing was, what's going to stop this? So if we just redistrict this go around, can't we just come back next year and redistrict again and again and again? And they're right. That's exactly the precedent that we're setting. But more importantly, what concerns me is the changes in relationships that will potentially happen because of this process. When you are splitting communities for your own gain, that will impact relationships. And I value the relationships that I have built with my colleagues across both sides of the aisle. I will take pleasure and I am happy when I can see a piece of legislation that is good of yours and I can help you get it across the aisle. And I know you're saying, hey, we are a supermajority, we don't need you. But guess what? Sometimes last session you did need me. And I was happy to help you when it made sense. And that's what we do when we're working together.